Well, the 2015 high school football season's about set to get underway, and it's time to talk a little Gordonsville football head coach Ron Marshall. And Coach, I know you've got, when you look at the roster to start with, not a lot of seniors on this team. You lost some from last year, so I know you're going to be looking for some kids to step up in leadership roles in various other positions this year.
Yeah, we're a very young football team. We started out with 7 seniors going into this fall. We've lost one of those. The injury overly broke his fibulas. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. Might get him back toward the end of the season, Bennett's coming back today with a foot injury that he had, so hopefully he'll be okay. And so we've only got 4 or 5 seniors on this football team that's getting a lot of playing time right now. And we got a lot of young kids who are going to have to step up and fill in the cracks and the grooves.
You got about 21 juniors, I believe, on this team, and talk about their roles and who you expect to step up out of that group this year.
Well, we've got several juniors. We got Jacob Langster's playing linebacker for us. We got Tanner Billingsley's playing tackle for us. We got several kids on that junior squad, in that junior class that are going to have to step up and play for us. Of course, you got Watts, who's playing tight end and the defensive line for us, and then we got several other kids that we're expecting to take out of that group and wind up being players.
Some changes in your skill positions. I know you're going to have a change of quarterback with Damian Davis coming into play this year, and you mentioned Oberly already injured. You lose Noakes, your leading receiver. Your top rusher's gone. Just talk about some of the skill positions. Talk about maybe the changes that we may see in the offensive philosophy this year.
Well, our offensive philosophy is not going to change a whole lot. We ran some of the stuff last year that we're still running this year, but we will probably throw the football a little bit more this year than what we did last year. Of course, Damian's going to take over the helm, at quarterback, and Goolsby's going to be backing him up as a freshman, and we've got to get Goolsby ready to go in case something does happen to Damian. And then as a receiver, we got Askew, we've got Jay Vaden, Justin Vaden. We've got several kids that can step in and catch a football. We've got 3 freshmen that may get a lot of playing time that we're looking at right now. So we're going to be a young football team.
Coach, you've always put a lot of emphasis on defense. You yourself having served as defensive coordinator, and talk about that side of the ball and who's coming back and what do you expect defensively?
Well, defensively, if you take a look at our squad overall, we've only got probably 2 kids that got any playing time at all on offense or defense. Hunter Vault started 6 ball games last year at tackle for us, and of course Pope started the last 3 or 4 ball games. But the only one that started from get-go was, of course, Edwards played our defensive end. He's having to play double duty and play guard and defensive end this year. Piat played a little bit last year. He's playing at guard and defensive end for us. Askew stepped in the secondary and played some last year, and now he's stepping up and he's going to play some receiver and starting for us in the secondary. We got Meadows, who's going to wind up playing some corner for us. Short started at corner last year, and him and Jay Vaden are sharing some time at corner right now. Nose guard right now, we're looking at 3 or 4 people. We're looking at Green playing nose guard, Michaela playing nose guard. We're even looking at Rolfe playing a little bit of nose guard. It's 3 or 4 different, and Tanner Billingsley, who plays our other defensive tackle, is going to step in and play a little bit of nose guard for us. So, and at linebacker, Jacob Langster's been playing some. Williams has got a sprained MCL. He's supposed to be back this week, and we're hoping we'll get him back. He's our weak side linebacker. If not, then Roth and Harris will have to take and fill in those slots, and hopefully we'll take and be able to get some people that'll take and be able to take and learn what they're supposed to do and do it.
Let's walk through the offseason just a little bit, talk about the mood, the atmosphere, the way this team has approached the season. Do you like what you see, the attitude of this team?
Our kids have worked hard. They've had a real good attitude in the weight room in the offseason. During the summer, we had probably over half the squad that didn't miss a day during the summer workouts, which is great because I allow them to miss 3 times to go on vacation or whatever they need to do. And we didn't have any that missed any workouts this summer. About half of them didn't miss any workouts this summer, and we only had 1 kid that missed over its limits, so that's still on the team, that is.
Yes.
So we feel pretty good about that, and their attitude's good, and they're young, so the good thing about it is the bulk of the squad's going to be back next year, but we've got to get them ready to play this year.
I want to ask you about, I know a few years ago you guys were in a 9-team region, and I know you weren't very happy about that. Now the TSSAA is reclassified. I already tell by the look, Coach, 8-team region, and it's kind of spread out all over Middle Tennessee. It's kind of baffling to me, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Well, the TSSAA didn't do us right. They didn't do single A right at all. Now, in the past, they divided them up according to basketball and football and baseball, everything, and took the even number of schools, and single A was the lower bunch. And what they've done now in football is they've thrown pushed everybody down to make the 32-team super region, and it's thrown 81 team. Actually, there's 82 single A schools now. At the time, there was 81, and instead of bumping them up, they took in the bigger schools up. They just keep adding to the single A, and they didn't do that. So we now are in a 9-team region. We're supposed to be saving money on transportation. We're going to have to travel to Joe Burns, but we're not the ones that's going to really have it bad. People like Monterey and Clay County and Pickett County are the ones that's going to have to drive to Joe Burns, and that's a heck of a drive, and they're going to have to go through Nashville, which means they're going to have to go a little bit earlier to miss all the traffic, because they're going to hit the traffic if they don't. And I had a simple solution for them. They brought our regional guy brought it up, and nobody would act on it, and that was to simply divide the 82 teams into 5-team regions, with 2 of them being 6-team regions, and then letting us fill our schedules with everybody else, and they didn't want to look at that at all. So
that's quite a shame, and I know travel will be an issue, like you say, especially with a lot of teams separated by a lot of distance. Week 1, though, you're right down the road in Watertown, and a lot of familiarity there, region and district foe over the years, and I know you and Coach Webster have a good friendship and a lot of connection there. Talk about week 1 and what you expect from Watertown.
Watertown's much improved over last year. Their quarterback has done a heck of a job in the offseason. He's throwing the ball and running the ball well, and their running back is absolutely phenomenal running the football. He can flat lower his shoulder and go. And, they're bigger up front than what they've been. Well, not really bigger. They're moving better, I think. And, they're just overall a much better football team this year, I think.
Coach, I know you're real busy, but thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to us, and good luck throughout the course of the season.
I appreciate it.
Coach Ron Marshall joining us as we preview Gordonsville High School football here on DTC Sports.